Are you wanting to be a content writer, or are you looking to hire a content writer for your business? Well, in this video, I share 10 skills that a content writer needs to be successful based on my own experience, creating content strategies for my own business as well as for my clients' businesses. Hello, I'm Emiley and welcome to my channel. I am a content and brand strategist and I absolutely love helping build brands online. I wasn't always a content creator or a content writer. I actually started my career in marketing in a more generalist sort of capacity. But since starting my marketing consulting business a year ago, I found that content strategy was where there's so much demand, which is what I now specialize in. So what is a content writer? Well, they write content, obviously. But what I mean by content is blog posts, social media posts, scripts for videos and podcasts, any website copy, that sort of stuff. So anything that's really creating some sort of brand messaging that's going out to your audience. So it's a pretty broad role, and if you ask 10 different content writers what they do, they would all specialize in different areas because it is quite literally that broad of a job. Unlike a journalist who writes news articles for a newspaper or a website, a content writer is way more strategic than that and more creative too, in the sense that they actually create those blogs that you really love, those social media posts you really connect with, and those email nurture sequences that get you on the hook, ready to buy. So whether you're interested in hiring a content writer or you're wanting to become one yourself, here are 10 skills a good content writer must have. So they must be confident at uncovering a client's ideal customer. Why? Because if you don't know who you're talking to, how can you create content that they're actually going to resonate with and connect with, as well as what tone you're supposed to be using? Strategic thinking, especially identifying customers' pain points. So content is the stuff that people find interesting, engaging, entertaining, inspiring, and really relevant to where they're at. And this is the stuff that builds those relationships with your audience, as well as builds a connection with them. Be creative and be able to come up with ideas freely. So for me, working with clients in industries that I'm actually interested in works so well because I am potentially the target market for any content that we're creating. So I can really understand whether it's going to resonate with myself and my peers. Ability to research based on a client's brief. So this might mean research into the company or interviewing the owner or the founder to get those really great nuggets of gold from their story. Or it might literally be trolling through the internet, reading countless blogs and finding different strategies or tips or whatever it is that you're writing about to then pull together in your own piece of content. Understand how brand voice impacts the way you write. This is a critical factor, especially if you're creating content for social media, because often it's more of a conversational tone. However, there's still nuances to that. I would recommend watching my video, How to Create a Brand Voice on Social Media now, because that will share some really great tips on how to uncover a brand voice, whether it's for your brand or for your clients. You must be able to edit content that already exists in a way that makes it better, more strategic, and more in line with the customer's pain points. This is especially important if you're creating new content for a website because often the content is there, but it just needs massaging and making better. Know how to write quickly, succinctly, and in a way that educates, entertains, and inspires the reader. Something to keep in mind is when you're ever creating a piece of content, especially blog posts, have this idea of so what in mind. So think at the end of your article, what is the key takeaway or the key action that you're wanting people to take after reading this? If you can't answer that, you might want to go back and revise what you've written and come up with something that's a bit more of a point to it. A keen eye for design. So what I mean by this is not how pretty the website looks, but how easy the content is to read. Now, especially in blog articles, you'll often see a blog that's just this big blob of text, which is so unappealing to go and read. It's better to actually be able to break it down into chunks and put headings or break it into, a list or something like that. And that is the content writer's job, is to come up with a strategy for how to make this content the most appealing and readable it can be. Be a consultant, not just a writer. Deep dive into your client's purpose, their traffic, what's working for them, what's not, and really understand that any content that you're creating has to be better than what they've done before, and actually really target things or actions that their customers are currently taking and make it a way more strategic process in doing so. And lastly, have a passion for writing. So obviously you need to be good at writing, but I think the most important thing with a content writer is that they have a passion for writing, that they love what they do, so much so that they have their own blog or a Medium account with blog articles, or they're creating a YouTube channel like this, or they've got a really engaged Instagram following. I think this is a really important thing to check on if you are hiring a content writer, because if they're not creating their own content, how can they be perfecting their craft and be able to understand what works and what doesn't in the real world? So I don't have any formal training in content writing. I basically worked in marketing for 8 years, and in doing so, I took on, copywriting and content writing for our blogs and social media and things like that. And so in doing that experience, as well as working with one-on-one clients and also doing my own content, I was able to really understand how to be strategic with content and be able to craft it in a way that gets the most engagement. So to get you started, why don't you download my brand storytelling guide? It's a totally free resource, and there's a link below in the description. That resource goes through 10 brand storytelling ideas, as well as giving you 30 caption starters, so you never have to feel lost on what to say on Instagram again. But this resource really helps you to create content that is going to resonate and gives you a bit of ideas of different ways you can create great content that your audience is going to absolutely love reading. So if you love this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, and I love to know if you guys are actually loving this content that I'm producing. But please comment below with your biggest takeaway. For me, it's definitely that passion idea, because it's really important that as a content writer, you really love what you do and that you're actually willing to go out there and create content for your own brand and see what works and what doesn't. Because in doing so, you're gonna learn so much even before you get a paid gig. Next up, watch my video 5 free content marketing tools, which are gonna help you as a content writer to create great content and keep it on track, help you keep that planning process going and give you some really great ideas. So that's it for me for another day. Please consider subscribing if you are new here. I release videos every Tuesday, so you can be sure that next Tuesday I'll bringing out a video that you're just gonna love. So until next time, bye for now.